Hello and welcome to TechQuest TV. My name is Kelly Lewis. I'm the president and CEO of TechQuest Pennsylvania, one of the coolest organizations in the state representing the technology industry right here in the great state of Pennsylvania. We've got hundreds of members and hundreds of partners all over the state trying to help our companies and organizations tackle this global economy and all the amazing change going on in our world. And one of our big cheerleaders at TechQuest for many, many years, Jonathan Wiesman, been working with us for so many years, and now you're working with, or your title, Vice President of Nihilent Corporation. And I just wanted to welcome Jonathan to the show. Good to have you on.
Thanks, Kelly. Always nice.
Now tell me, what are you doing now?
Well, as Vice President of Nihilent Technologies, we're doing a lot of different events, both here in Pennsylvania and across the United States. I'm in charge of the U.S. operations, and we've got some projects going with organizations like Gemini Golf, where we're actually doing golfing applications and GPS tracking, and that's nationally. In Pennsylvania, I'm working with a large manufacturing company where we've created some different systems for them for their warehousing, and then created a mobile application for them. We're working with their teams. We've got a project going down in Atlanta, Georgia right now, and that's with a very large application company that does desktop systems. I just, this past week, knock on wood, landed a very sizable project with a local web company that's well recognized out of the Philadelphia area, who's won a lot of awards for their web applications, and we're going to be a part of their team here. I'll be building that force. I've got my kickoff this coming Monday, and we'll probably have a full 5 people working there. So it's building over the last 2 years with Nihilent, helping my organization here in the U.S. grow, and very proud of it, and looking to make that keep going now. I think we've got the capabilities, and we've got the people to do that. So,
well, I'm glad to have you on TechQuest TV, because you're a supporter of TechQuest way before I got to the Tech Council and TechQuest. So, and appreciate your guidance over the years and your work on the government, the Cost Savings Commission that we put together last year. Yep. And that's a sweet spot for Nihilent.
Yes, it is. Yeah, we've talked at length on that, and I've got great interest in helping in those areas with Nihilent's capabilities. Nihilent is the word Nihilent itself stands for nothingness in Latin, and what it really means is Nihilent looks very holistically at organizations and takes things from a baseline of we start with no preconceived concepts. We've built a performance management organization inside of Nihilent that is globally recognized, and that's what I've been interested in talking about with the state government. It basically works with a lot of the well-recognized assessment tools, performance management tools like Lean Six Sigma Black Belt, which Nihilent is. Probably have 30 people in that practice. And then we have a motivation calibration system called MC3, which then takes a balanced scorecard approach with all the different departments, balanced on the vision of the organization. So the state could say our vision is to be better in this area or better in that area, and then individually there's a scorecard. So there's a personal scorecard plus the organization's scorecard, and then there's a return on investment balanced with that. And we go through the whole process and put that together and make it work for an organization. And that's a well-established piece that we're doing. And one of the new things that came out about a year ago and now is being done in a lot of the finance and banking industry is called CLE, and it really has to do with customer loyalty evaluation, and it's been documented and released globally for doing an assessment of how the client looks at the satisfaction capabilities on their own expectations. So it's just 14 questions, and it's a web-based system, and it's statistically then analyzed and given back so that you know how your clients see you and what areas you need to actually perform better to make it a better experience for your clients, which, as we all know, the most important thing is the client. So we're having a lot of fun with that, and I'll be releasing that here and hopefully doing some seminars and presentations like I did down in Washington, D.C. back at the early part of February, having to do with our Carnegie Mellon University CMMI practice, which we're also work with a lot of large and mid-sized and small companies, improve their processes, which we're also a CMU, CMMI certified certifier for Carnegie Mellon.
So this new thing you're rolling out, it sounds like really important on the user design side of how organizations present themselves to their customers. And you're going to come in and analyze that to actually get feedback to the companies to see, well, this is how people really think about your organization.
Correct. Yeah, we have to understand the client first. We have to understand the organization, the way that they're trying to portray, or what their market is, what they're trying to sell, and what they've actually created. So we have to understand what they have specifically. So there's a first step in the assessment, and then there's the step for creating the actual survey, and then there's the statistical analysis between the two and the delivery back to the organization.
I see this all around, I think you see it too, is for the last 25 years, everyone deployed a lot of technology. And now the maturation of the industry is we got to go back and look at our technology and see if it supports our mission, is strategic, it actually adds value to our organization, and if not, we need to make changes to make it a more value-added proposition.
Yeah, that's very true. When I say Nihilent is holistic, I don't mean we're spiritual. What I really mean is instead of dropping technology into an organization, Nihilent truly recognizes that there's a value add by understanding what occurs when you do a change in an organization. So structurally, you do an assessment of the entire organization and a value statement back to the individual users in the organization, the management vision, and then each department head. So it has to be a tie-in, and it can be a culture change. It could be that an effect on finance then affects how marketing is working, how marketing working affects how the bottom line is working.
A lot of organizations, they must say to themselves, well, we already know all that. It must be really hard to get the thought process changed inside an organization.
It is. I think the first thing is a recognition process. It's a culture change first. A lot of people think that a large change in an organization is a technology change, and it used to be driven by the IT, by the vice president and CIO. Now it really is being more recognized as a cultural change, and that 80% of the changes really occurred across the organization rather than the IT itself. So the buy-in factors, when you're looking at something like this, really has to come from the top. It has to come from the top, and the buy-in has to be bottom up and top down. We've all heard that and said that, but it's a very true statement. If it's not accepted from the top, then it won't be done from the bottom. And there's a lot of technology that can help, but technology is a very small part of it. It really is getting the project underway in a way that allows for everything to be balanced across the entire organization and recognized.
Well, Jonathan, you've been a great supporter of TechQuest and appreciate the many volunteer hours that you've put into the organization. Nihilent is just on fire in the States and through your leadership. And I want to thank you for coming on TechQuest TV. And to our guests, we'll be right back in a moment.